Today marks the beginning of Eating Disorders Awareness Week. It's used to educate people about eating disorders and provide support to those living with one.
All new for you at 6 tonight. We are exploring a new resource here at home to help some of the youngest patients right here in our community. It's a new outpatient program at Oishei Children's Hospital. It was born out of a rise in eating disorders after the pandemic, and it's designed to help kids ages 10 to 14. And this is here to combat a problem with some pretty shocking statistics. Eating disorders considered the second deadliest mental illness behind opioid use. Experts say someone dies because of an eating disorder every 52 minutes. And some of the stereotypical warning signs are outdated, they say, as just 6% of people with an eating disorder are medically underweight. 7 News is a voice for everyone. And tonight, our Taylor Epps is talking to people across our community about this problem and Oishei's possible solution. Tonight, you're going to hear from a psychologist at Oishei involved in the new program, mental health counselors as well who see the problem firsthand, oftentimes in student athletes. But we begin with a local peer mentor who's also a survivor.
I look back and I asked my parents, like, how did you know? And they said the biggest thing was that my personality changed. I became basically a complete shell of myself.
Thinking about her body and food 24/7. That's what high school was for Nicole Watson.
I was also an athlete in high school, so it took people a while to notice because for a while it was like, oh, she's just trying to eat healthier. She's just trying to be a better athlete. I played softball and I got done with a fall tournament and my arm was literally hanging off my body because my muscles had just eaten themselves so much because I wasn't giving my body enough nutrients. So all those things were like, okay, yeah, something's definitely wrong.
That's when she started getting treatment for an eating disorder.
And at the time I didn't tell anyone because there was such a shame and stigma and guilt around it that no one knew. So it was something, yeah, that I really felt really isolated in.
Now, years later, she has no symptoms and helps people around Western New York as a peer mentor. So she wasn't shocked to hear that the number of eating disorder cases are rising locally and that the age of the patients is getting younger.
There's still so much editing and filtering and all that stuff. When I was growing up, it wasn't in my face 24/7.
We're seeing kids as young as 10 presenting for care.
Dr. Kristen Cerconi helps run the new program at Oishei Children's Hospital to treat local kids. She traces this back to the pandemic.
I think diet culture has always been there. What's different now is kids are exposed to it earlier, probably because of social media. And during COVID, kids had a complete shift in structure. They're under a lot of pressure. I mean, there's pressure to fit in to a certain body ideal that unfortunately we're kind of obsessed with in our country.
She says it's happening to girls and boys all around Western New York. Parents first notice a dramatic weight change.
But it's important to note that even people that look healthy could be very sick.
But that's where Oishei can help.
Kids who are younger tend to do better. And I've seen kids who've been very sick. They've even gone away to care and have returned and finished up their treatment with us and are doing very well.
There's also a team at the University at Buffalo helping young people with eating disorders.
I would say a lot of people with eating disorders that I work with, it does start in adolescence. Your body's developing and changing, and gaining weight can be scary.
Counselor Brianna Pursuti finds it's hard for young people to ask for help, but the consequences if you don't could really be harmful.
It can cause heart problems. It can cause early osteoporosis. It interrupts your mood, especially. I don't know if you've ever been hangry before, if you can imagine what that feels like to feel like that all the time.
So she was glad to hear about Oishei's new resource.
Most areas in Western New York could use more eating disorder treatment. I think more people are struggling with this than we realize.
And that's what I've learned. There really aren't many local resources, and the ones that exist can be hard to find. But I did find mental health counselor Samantha Sessamon, who's been through it herself.
So I had bulimia between the ages of about 20 to 29. It's feeling like constant shame, but then people are rewarding you for your behavior in the privacy of your own home, doing things that are like kind of disgusting and embarrassing. And then the next day, your uncle's like, you look so good.
She's now been in the field for 8 years, and she saw this increase coming.
We went through the pandemic, which is a trauma that exacerbates eating disorders. And then right now, we're in Ozempic land. So people are hearing, you should accept your body as it is, because we are moving towards more body positivity, and then everyone is scrambling for Ozempic in a desperate attempt to lose weight.
So she wants more of us to adopt what's called body liberation.
Body liberation is there is no system in society that should be discriminating against you or limiting your access based on body size.
So what can you do at home to help reverse this trend?
Okay, number one is parents cannot be talking about their own bodies in a poor way. So no more diet talk at home, no more I need to lose a few pounds. So at the dinner table, they should be talking about, oh, what do our bodies do for us? Do you feel strong today? Did you feel happy in your body today?
Making exercise fun. And I like to say movement, not exercise. It should be something that, hey, even if it's just going for walks, it's just like doing something that moves your body, but then also not moralizing any food. No food is good or bad.
It's never too early to check in on your kids, especially if they do have a cell phone, access to social media.
This can impact individuals of all ages, right? But it's that age range, 10 to 14, really eye-opening, making it, I think, even more important to be having these conversations.
I learned so much throughout this. And when I first heard that number, 10 to 14, oh my gosh. But then speaking to these people, they weren't shocked at all. It made so much sense to them that with social media and all those factors, that kids are under so much pressure that this is something that they're resorting to. And there's a lot of help out there. We just have to increase that access and talk about it more.
And have to ask for it. And you have those resources listed right here and on the website, right?
There's a national helpline available Monday through Friday, and the National Eating Disorders Association also has an online resource center. It's really easy to use where you can find help. We'll have a link for you on WKBW.com.